for a time such as this? What if what you are going through, what if God placed you where you are for a certain reason? You may not know that reason yet, but just like Esther, what if it's not an accident? Esther 4:4. And who knows that you've come to your royal position for such a time as this? So if you know the story of Esther, she was basically a slave. Yeah. So she was captured as one of the slaves from Jerusalem, right? And they were now in the Persian Empire. And the king, Xerxes, had a queen, Vashti, and she basically disrespected him. So he wanted another queen. So they were kind of captured by force. Young maidens were captured by force to come and be part of the king's harem, and then he would choose his queen. So Esther had to be taking all these baths and preparation on all that for 1 year. Even though it was her time, even though she was meant to be the queen, it still took her 1 year to do so. She was not there by accident. When her parents were killed and she was captured and she was with her uncle Mordecai, she may have thought that, oh, I'm in this Persian empire by not by choice, by accident, because I didn't want to be here. But then all that was part of the plan God had for her. It may be the same plan that God has for you. God may have told you to move to a certain place for a certain time, for a certain reason. It's not by accident. You never know when your Xerxes is going to come around, or when your queen time is going to happen, when your destiny helpers are going to see you. Your family isn't an accident. Your job isn't an accident. Your gift isn't an accident. God has a purpose for your life. And it is so for such a time as this. Stop waiting. Number two, stop waiting for the perfect moment, because this is your time. Esther, for instance, when Mordecai told her that maybe you've become queen for such a time as this, it wasn't a good thing. Even though she went from slave to queen, you think that, oh, that's the end of the story. God has done amazing things for me. But then God was using her for a bigger and even greater purpose. So maybe God may have you stuck. You may think you are stuck, right, at a certain place and time. But then it's because God is developing you for a different, even greater purpose beyond just you. Oh, God has done this for me. God loves me. No. Maybe to serve an even greater purpose, even greater people. God often calls ordinary people in difficult situations. It wasn't because Esther was beautiful or she was above everybody else, but it's because God wanted to use her for something greater, to rescue the Israelites from basically annihilation. Yeah, genocide, basically. And that's why you shouldn't wait for the perfect moment. When Esther was afraid to go speak up for her people, Mordecai was like, maybe we're brought into the palace for such a time as this. But then if you turn your back on us Jews, God will bring up somebody else to rescue us, but who knows? You and your family will perish. So sometimes before the miracle, it takes courage. Esther had to be courageous before the king, even though he didn't ask her to come. And that means death, unless he rose a scepter for her. So she had to be courageous to go before the king. And she had to wait on God for God to open doors for her, for God to touch the king's heart to move the scepter for her. Even though he already felt disrespected with Vashti. So imagine how he must have felt when Esther just came before him without him calling for her. Just kind of a crazy rule, but anyways, your obedience could change somebody else's life. It may not just be for you, like I said. Be strong. Joshua 1:9. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God will be with you everywhere you go. Wherever you go, God is with you, because this is your time. But then he won't tell you to be strong and courageous if there's not going to be hard times ahead. It may be hard, but God has got you. Stay strong. 3. Do not let fear stop your calling. Like Esther, she was a whole slave, but then she was called to be a queen. Who would have thought? Do not let fear make you feel like, oh, I don't deserve it. I'm just a slave. I'm just this. I'm just that. How can I go and become this great person? God has more for you. So much more. Fear will tell you are not ready. But then faith says that God is with you. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, of power, and a sound mind. Like me, at this moment, I am really afraid. I have had to make some really difficult decisions. But then God, instead of me dwelling and reveling in that fear, right? Instead, I'm here to encourage you, my fellow royal babes, because I know that if I'm going through it, then you are going through it too. So instead of just sinking down in your fear, actually encourage other people. And in turn, I'm also encouraging myself as I'm also speaking. Number 4, this is your time. This is our time. Somebody needs your encouragement. Somebody needs your testimony. Somebody needs your faith. So do not hide what God is using you to do. This is your time. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Me, for instance, I have a whole new Royal Bee brand, right? Coming. It's out now and it's crazy. We've had our samples and things like that. And now we need to go into having final samples and then we launch. I'm like, oh, we're going to launch next month. Even money, like right now, it's really hard, right? But then God has got me. Sometimes even money for food is difficult. For me to also go and get a new sample and launch product, a whole like new dress, summer dress, a 3-in-1 dress. It's a very innovative new idea. And I didn't feel worthy to do it because I don't even know how to sew. How can I be a fashion designer? But then I chose courage over fear. Who I am right now isn't who God has called me to be. I am called for more, so I'm going to do that more. Even though I don't have the money right now, this is still my time. It's still my time, so I'm going to do whatever God has given me to do, which is posting on social media, posting about the brand on social media, which is talking to you guys, my royal babes. So no matter how insignificant it may be, do it. Don't despise the small beginnings, because every great calling starts with a master seed, that tiny seed. And God is watching what you will do with little in order to give you more. Zechariah 4:10. Do not despise these small beginnings, for God rejoices to see the work done, to see the work begin. And trust God's timing. The preparation may seem slow, like Esther. She had to prepare for 1 year. It may seem like, oh, there are better girls, there are better princesses. Who am I that will be chosen as queen? The preparation may seem slow, but God's timing is always perfect. Who knows, if she didn't go to that 1 year preparation, she may not have felt worthy enough to be queen. Imposter syndrome. Like me, when I passed my driving, even though I failed like 3 times, I still was like, what? You're giving me my license? But if I didn't fail all those times and have all those lessons, imagine how much I would have felt, how much of an imposter I must have felt, and even made even more mistakes after. God has made everything beautiful in His time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. You weren't born too early, and you weren't born too late. You were born for such a time as this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, Royal Babe, and I'll see you in our next video.